What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy, your host with the most, your boy Dub Q is in the building, back out at you again. Y'all already see what time it is, man. Realistic options for the Carolina Panthers at pick number 33. So, without further ado, option number one, realistically, when it's time for the Carolina Panthers to get on the clock at number 33, boom, you have I look at it as three options at 33 for me, and this is for me personally. Nobody get offended by what I'm saying in this video whatsoever. Number one, you trade back. Number one, you want to make sure that you get the pieces that you want to ensure. This is barring that we don't make any moves, any big moves in free agency, but this is only if you don't make any big moves in free agency and trying to talk to some of the guys, because everybody knows now with the cap increase of 30.6 million, you now have a bevy of options to go into free agency and potentially try to bring in some guys. Maybe you get a guard, maybe you get a receiver. I think with those being the two biggest pressing needs at number 33, you got an option now to trade back a little bit. Number one scenario, you trade back, stay within, 10 spaces and try to get an extra pick or two. And then you select and get you an extra pick. And the first pick that I would do for anybody who's listening and watching, I would go and get the best available guard. This is me. This is me personally. Nobody else. Because if I trade back and I go and get a guard, you win games in the trenches. Number one. First and foremost, if the Carolina Panthers are looking to win and win big, you get younger in the trenches. There's a bevy of guys that'll be sitting there anyway from West Virginia's Zach Frazier will be sitting there. Maybe potentially Cooper Beebe. He'll be sitting there from Kansas State. You have Cedric Van Pran from Georgia, which is another great interior guard that you can put in. Look, I know you guys are freaking out, but you got to remember the Carolina Panthers suffered injuries to the guard position, and it's so vital to have that interior shelling for your quarterback, for your young quarterback coming into this second year. If you would like to see him flourish, you should invest in the trenches. We had over 6 guys hurt at the guard position this past year, which is 4 left guards completely hurt, and 2 of your right guards were hurt. Anyway, from Austin Corbett to Chandler Zavala, you name it. Brady Christensen, any of the guys that were in there, hurt. So what you need to do, bolster up this offensive line. I know it's not the sexy pick. I know it's not the number one thing to do at 33 for a lot of people who wants receivers, but it's the winning thing to do to build your entire team. So you go, you find yourself either a Zach Frazier, a Cooper Beebe, Cedric Van Pran, maybe even Christian Hayes from UConn. Those are 4 of the guys that should be potentially sitting there at 33 or further back, even up to 40s, in the 40s, if we trade back. That's scenario number 1 and 2. Scenario number 3, you go and you get your receiver, your shiny, your flashy, your diva receiver. Now, you can stay at 33, and you can go and pick a Donnie Mitchell, a Ladd McConkey, Xavier Worthy, maybe even a Devontae Walker sitting right there. Because we all know a Devontae Walker was a little bit slated to go a little bit lower, but with the combine coming up, he could potentially rise because, like I said, this guy's as gifted as anybody else in this receiving room. And the number one thing is with him transferring teams, he had so many issues with the NCAA this past offseason. That's why his numbers don't reflect the other guys' numbers, because he had to sit out a couple of games, being the rules. So with that being said, I would be happy with a Xavier Worthy, Devontae Walker, a Donnie Mitchell, any one of those guys. If a Troy Franklin is there, you pull the trigger on him too. I would take any one of those guys in a heartbeat to come and help give your quarterback the best option at 33. Now, with that being said, if you go receiver, you best believe you better go guard if you don't attack the guard position in free agency. You need to make sure that you give your quarterback the best shot to win this year, and that is bolster up this offensive line and get him weapons. And not only at receiver, you need to get him weapons all over the field. Because I'm gonna be real with you, I wouldn't hurt some point in time, 3rd round. I would take a tight end or potentially a running back in this draft to give a power run game. Look, you got Sanders here, but as you saw, Sanders was not it this year. So you need to make sure you have your plan B already in the building. This is the year for the Carolina Panthers to bounce back. And the best way to do it right now is getting out there, getting in the trenches, getting these receivers, getting these guys through the door so that they can help take us to usher us into a new season. So without further ado, this has been your boy Dub Q, man. And I'm going to tell y'all like this. We got to get guard play. And I can't stress this enough. It's not the sexy pick, but it's the winning pick. Make sure you bolster up this offensive line. I don't care how you do it, free agency or by the draft. But realistic options for 33, guard. You go all the way in and get a guard. Your boy Dub Q, man. Do us that favor. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, man. Y'all already know what time it is.